Hi, this is Mrs. Brode, and today we are going to talk about multiplying radicals. And so multiplying radicals, there's not as many rules as there are when you're adding or subtracting because you don't have to worry about those like terms. So here's some of the rules for multiplying radicals. Multiply the outside numbers with the other outside numbers and place outside the radical. Multiply the inside numbers with the inside numbers and place inside the radical. And then if you need to simplify the radical, then you can break that down and simplify. So number one is a straightforward one. We've got square root of 5 times square root of 6. This is not adding and subtracting, so I can just multiply those. The square root of 5 times the square root of 6 is the square root of 30. One thing I do want to make sure is that I can't break it down into anything else. I know that 5 and 6 can't be simplified further. 3 and 10 is not a perfect square. 2 and 15 can't be simplified. So it looks like the square root of 30 is the most simplified that I can get. So let's look at number 2. 3 times 8 is the square root of 24. So let's think. We can break 24 into 2 and 12, but that doesn't give us any perfect squares. We can also break it into 4 and 6. Now, 4 is a perfect square. So I'm going to break it down into 4 and 6, and I know that the square root of 4 is a 2. And I can't do anything else with the square root of 6. So the simplified version is 2 square root of 6. So you do want the most simplified radical possible. So number 3, outside with outside. 5 times 6 is 30. Inside with inside. 7 times 2 is 14. The only thing I can really break that into is 7 and 2, and 7 is prime. So it's 2. Nothing else I can do with that. So my final answer is 30 square root of 14. So let's look at number 4. Outside with outside is negative 10. Inside with inside is 48. So a couple things. I can break 48 into 2 and 24. That's not going to really do anything for me as far as square roots. 8 and 6, not any square roots in that. 3 and 16, that's where that little trick that I said where you could go to the y equals and plug in 48 divided by x and look at the table might be helpful to look at some of these factors to see if you can find a perfect square. So I can see that 16 is a perfect square. The square root of 16 is 4. So I'm going to pull out a 4 and multiply it with that negative 10, which gives me negative 40. And then I've still got that square root of 3 that I can't do anything else with. So that is simplified. So you don't want to leave it as negative 10 square root of 48, because when the question asks you to simplify, that would be incorrect. It would not be fully simplified. All right, so the next one, negative 6 times negative 8 is a positive 48. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is the square root of 4. What we should see is that 4 is a perfect square. So we are going to pull out a 2. That means there's no radical anymore. So 48 times 2 is 96, and 96 is my final answer. So let's look at this one. If this is stamped out, what you're really doing is square root of 5 times square root of 5, which is the square root of 25. If you remember, square root of 25 is a perfect square of 5, and that would be our final answer. That's going to be true of any number like that that is in the parentheses squared, like the square root of 6 squared is going to be 6. The square root of 7 squared is going to be 7. So let's look at number 7. So if I stamp this out, this is 3 to the square root of 2 times 3 square root of 2. So I'm going to multiply my outside numbers to get 9 and multiply my inside numbers to get the square root of 4. Remember that the square root of 4 is a perfect square of 2. So 9 times 2 gives me 18. So I don't have any more radicals. All right. So a couple things that you could do here. You could multiply numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator, or you could try to simplify first. And by looking at 3 and 27, 3 goes into 3 once and into 27 9 times. 7 and 14, 7 goes into 7 once and into 14 twice. So we could simplify that into the square root of 2/9. Now, if you didn't do that, you would get the square root of 42 over 189, and you would have to simplify that down to get the square root of 2/9. So what you do when you have a fraction underneath the radical is you split it up. So it would be the square root of 2 over the square root of 9. You never want a radical in your denominator in your final answer. And we can see that that's going to be okay because this is a perfect square of 3. I can't do anything with my square root of 2, but I know that the square root of 9 is 3. Therefore, I don't have a radical in my denominator. And this would be my simplified answer. So again, for number 9, I would probably look to see if I can simplify. And 5 and 12 don't go into each other. 3 and 1 don't. So I would multiply 5 and 1 to get 5. And 3 and 12 to get 36. Remember, my next step is to separate it out into square root of 5 and square root of 36. Square root of 5 is not a perfect square, but 36 is. So the square root of 36 is 6. So my final answer would be the square root of 5 divided by 6. And that's it for multiplying radicals.